Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at game number 3 between Gosu Pokebuni and EG Machine. This time we're on the map Belshire Beach. This is the winter version of the map. I'll give you guys a quick glance around it. Wow, this series has been pretty crazy. Game number 1, long, drawn out, back and forth macro game. Game number 2, what the heck? Pokebuni pushes out with Marines and Hellions and a medevac. EG Machine isn't ready. Game over. Alright, let's take a quick look around the map, starting from the perspective of EG Machine. God, I love the snow so much. So that's why I live in New England. Main base, quick perusal around that. Get a little bit of space right up there. A little bit of an entrance, choke point leading into that natural expansion. Fairly large natural expansion as well. You have a medium-sized ramp that leads out into possible expansion for the third, right on over into this position, and following right on over on the other side of that ramp, we've got another expansion spot. 2 more outlying expansions further left over here, and another one in the upper corner, and then that is of course mirrored on the opposite side. Besides that, the other notable thing on this map is going to be these 2 Xel'Naga towers in the center. There you go, that is the map. Gosu Pokebuni opens up with a Rax. Standard opener here, 10 depot, 12 racks. Let's keep an eye if we see a refinery. I just can't believe, the past 2 games, I can't believe it. First game was crazy, and then last game, it's like, man, what is going on? Machine just wasn't prepared for that push at all. You gotta give credit to Pokebuni though. He did a great job of denying center of the map scouting, and it just worked out perfectly for him. He was able to get to the point where his medevac was in Machine's base before Machine knew there was a medevac in play. He wasn't able to scout it at all in transit. He didn't realize it until Marines were already dropping in his base. And at that point, it's too late, especially after droning up and having a late metabolic boost. Pokebuni, this game opening up. I don't know, is he going to do the same thing? He's got that refinery out. No, it's going to be a Reaper expand instead. Tech Lab coming down. Reaper will be used for scouting, a little bit of harassing, and then he'll be dropping an expansion. That's going to be the game plan here for Mr. Pokebuni. It's the only reason to open up Tech Lab first. Hatchery over here. That was hatched first. Then we got that spawning pool and extractor. And actually, wow, interestingly enough, Machine is coming out with that extractor now to get that metabolic boost earlier, probably to prevent what happened last game from happening again. Here comes that first Reaper in the expansion. SCV now pulling on down. We're building that command center right here at the natural. And does he end up pulling guys off the refinery? No, he does not. So that means he is planning to follow up immediately with a factory since he's deciding not to get guys off the gas. Sometimes you'll see, all right, you got that Reaper coming, then you'll just pull the guys off that refinery and go heavy racks and kind of go from there. But no, he's deciding to work his way up to a factory. And here comes a second Reaper, in fact. So a little bit different. A little bit different opener here from Pokebuni. I love it. You gotta love people mixing things up. Makes things exciting, you know? 2 Lings coming out here. We got a Queen at the main and the natural also being built. SCV trying to come down with the bunker, and that is meant for the Reaper. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Should be forced to cancel that. SCV trying to pull back up, ends up losing it. Pokebuni with a missed micro. That actually is going to hurt him quite a bit. His plans really thrown off here. Reaper trying to do what it can. Got a 1 Ling already. We're trying to go for the drone. Now it's 2 shots for a Ling, 3 shots for a worker. And he gets another worker. Very nice. Already with 3 kills. We do have, ooh, very close to losing it. Ling gets 1 more shot, but he's got 1 HP left. We got that other Reaper right here. No more Reapers coming out. Just will be sticking with these 2. Expansion now finished. Switching up into Rax Heavy. And that's Stimpack research. So opening up with this harassment. I'm probably going to see a timing push as well. Against Stimpack this early means he may be attempting something. Some really early aggression to follow this up. You see how he kind of provides a little bit of space there for that Reaper, putting him in the backside, allowing the Reaper in the front to take the hits, but no, without getting hit there by the Queen, ends up dropping that Reaper. Reaper's continuing to do some damage though. This one's already got 1 kill. Going for another worker kill. That Queen making things more and more difficult though. Jones pulling down, cornering him, letting the Queen get another shot off, and see you later. Queen gets the kill. Bunch of, wow, look at that. Just going so racks heavy here. Going to be a heavy bio opener here from Pokebuni. As a result, really delaying that factory. It's got an orbital now up at that natural expansion, so we'll be muling it up here from both of those. Back over here, Machine. Let's see what he's got going on. He's just really been droning up, and that's about it. No layer coming through. He has finished that metabolic boost, of course, but that's all he's got going on at the moment. Got that one extractor saturated. Still doesn't have a second, third, or fourth extractor though. So he's going to continue to work on just these minerals, getting out some more lings, getting out some more drones, finally dropping additional extractors. We have another queen as well that will be coming out for some creep tumors. Really like the placement here for Machine. I'm going to mention these for a moment. The Overlord placement, just going to let him see any drops, any more Reapers trying to push on up. This map in general, just beautiful. Grabbing the towers there with his lings, going to continue to pull forward with this one ling to scout the front of that natural. Marines moving out, get the free kill. Pokebuni will be coming out with this wall off. We've got Stim Pack getting close to finish. Combat Shield will be finished at just about the same time, just a little bit after. And Marine Heavy, Marine Heavy. Second Tech Lab was just for that Combat Shield. There is going to be a timing push. I can really safely say that right now. We've got an Engineering Bay coming on through, 2 of them in fact. You can see still no factory though, and the fact that he's delaying this factory for so long tells us immediately he's got to push. Because if he delayed his tech this long and he didn't do any damage, he'd really start to fall behind Machine. So he's got to push out, he's got to do some damage. Now unfortunately for him, getting spotted by the Ling at the tower. So Machine knows what's coming right now. We get 18 Lings as a response, also dropping a Baneling Nest. He's a little bit concerned. Combat Shield and Stim Pack both done. The first thing Pokebuni's going to do is check to see if there's a third. After that, he'll be walking his way up into this natural expansion. Those Lings are going to be out in time, but just those Lings may not be enough. He probably needs those Banelings. Pokebuni, if nothing else, could try to just delay this third, and that could be, quote, damage enough. It's not actual physical damage, but delaying. Oh, no, stimming up way early. The Lings pull back, so he's kind of forced to continue forward and engage here, so he doesn't want to waste that Stim Pack. Should be seeing another Stim here as well. Again, fully surrounded. There's that second Stim, allowing him to tear through those Lings a little quicker, but nice response there by Machine. This is the building, so what? Didn't take any significant damage there, and now he's actually safe to expand if he so desires. Burrow Research and Centrifugal Hooks coming out, as well as a Spire here for Machine. Speedling Baneling Muta will be the name of the game this time around. More Marines coming out. He's got that full wall off, so he's relatively safe right now, and he's got plenty of Marines. Also coming out with another base. We're going to finally be seeing that factory come through. No, not yet. Oh, never mind. There it is. We got Starport building. Derp. Factory is finished. That was happening during that engagement while I was paying attention over here. Starport, so we are going to see already Medivacs coming out immediately after that. Unfortunately for Pokebuni, once more, not doing too much damage. You can take a look at those resources lost. Pokebuni is a bit behind right now. Again, unfortunately for him, he stimmed up a little too early. I mean, he was expecting Machine to engage when he was pushing down with his Lings over in this position. So he stimmed up in response to that, and Machine's like, LOL, and walks back into his main. And that forced Machine, he has injured Marines. He's got to do something, try to do some damage. That forced Machine to pull forward. That allowed him to snipe out that evolution chamber, but in that position, again, Machine was able to get that full surround. So great, that was a great engagement by Machine. Great decision making as well. You gotta know kind of when to play your cards and when to hold them, as they say. And that was a perfect position for Machine to kind of hold on to his Lings, pull him back. No reason to engage stimmed up bio in that particular situation. We've got a third coming on through. Already preemptively dropping those extractors so we can get that Vespian flowing right away. Here comes a Marine push right now with these Medivacs. No tanks, just stick and bio here for Pokebuni. With that armory in play, he's going to be able to continue up those level 2 upgrades, and here they come. Level 2 weapons upgrades coming out of that frontal engineering bay. Should probably be seeing the armory. Yeah, there it is. So he's going to be going Marine heavy this game. I actually really like that. Again, a little bit different. Pulling on forward there with the Speedlings and Banelings to meet these stimmed up Marines. You can see those stimmed up Marines can do so much damage, and the Banelings still not able to catch up here off of creep. They're just so darn slow. Finally, though, the Marine Stim Pack wears off. Baneling's able to catch up. We can just take care of the Medivac. At the same time, we got to drop right over here in the main. I don't know if it's going to do too much damage, though. I think the only thing it took out was that spine. And then forced to lift off as the Lings make it down in time. How many meters we got in play? 7 in play. We got 29 Lings, a few Banelings as well. Carapace level 2 coming through. Melee attack level 1 coming through here for Machine. It's going to test the frontal wall. Shouldn't be able to do too much damage, though. Doesn't quite have the muta numbers to really harass that effectively right now. Only 7. So, need a little bit more. We'll be taking care of this, though. Lings pull forward, force the Marines to engage or lift up, and then the mutas take care of the Medivac. This is a no-win situation for Pokebuni. All he can do is stay on the ground, try to do as much damage as possible. Guaranteed loss right there when you get hit with those Speedling, Baneling, and Muta with 1 or 2 Medivacs. You just really can't do anything about it. Again, Machine utilizing those burrowed Zerglings. proving to be a huge headache for Pokebuni, and Pokebunny's like, well, what do I do? His response is what? Move down with units and try to drop a scan, then he gets met by this, and I think that's what is about to happen. Stimming up some of his bio, pulling forward. He's gonna drop a scan. There it is. Scare that Zergling. Is Machine gonna try engaging that? He's probably not confident there. Yeah, looks like he's not confident with his numbers. Doesn't want to take unnecessary losses. Instead of engaging that, decides just to pull back to the safety of home. Take a look here. Pokebuni vision, no drops or anything going on. He's content on these 3 bases. 4th base now finished over here for Machine. 2-2 upgrades coming through. Pathogen Glands and Hive Tech coming out. So Pathogen Glands, once again, allowing those infestors to fungal the second that they pop out. Hive Tech, of course, lets them get up into higher tech. And Machine, again, Hive Tech, pretty strong here, going really straight for it. I think he's really just aiming for those adrenal glands, and that's, at least initially. I'm assuming he'll eventually get Ultras and Broodlords too, but I think initially he may be aiming for those adrenal glands on getting it at this stage in the game. And that's perfectly fine, because those are so helpful. If you don't know, increase the attack speed of the Zergling by 20%. And I know some people have been confused. I've called them cracklings. That's what they used to be referred to in original StarCraft. And oh man, Marines get demolished. Banelings popping right on top of them. Machine's been doing a great job of this. And I also want to make the note, making the observation. Before that, though, we'll watch this engagement. Nope. Decides to pull back. He's like, tank line, see you later. I want to make the observation that we're seeing tactics like this more and more often now from Zerg players. As the game evolves and progresses and people get more comfortable with all the units and what they can do and stuff like that, you start to see these type of tactics more often. It's just like initially in the beta and the early stages of StarCraft, you didn't see a lot of Ghost. From time to time, you'd see a player using it in various builds, but you didn't see a lot of Ghost. Now you see Ghost all the time. And it's just that the player base is starting to get comfortable. The pros are starting to get comfortable using those units and figuring out what situations they're good in. And he took out 2 medevacs, but I don't think that was worth it. He lost at least 2 mutas, if not 3. If he lost 3 mutas, that was not a fair trade at all. Pulling forward now, again, hoping the Marines have left the base, and they have. Look, oh, he stemmed up way too many units there. That was not necessary. He stemmed up all that. This is really bad building placement here for him right now, because he's having a hard time of getting into his main. His Marines kind of having to funnel through this little choke point. He might want to end up actually moving this and maybe dropping that tech lab and rebuilding it elsewhere, because you can see how difficult it's for him to defend against this type of harass right now. Take a look at his vision. Again, I like to do that periodically just to see if there's any drops going on. Nothing at the moment. Muta's continuing to be a headache, and that funnel choke point making things very difficult for Pokebuni. Honestly, please, just lift this off, kill off that tech lab, build it somewhere else. You'll be a lot happier, I swear. I swear to you. Instead, though, may just be utilizing these missile turrets, just buying time for that. Got tank line up front, couple turrets over there as well. We got another base coming out. This will be base number 5 here for Machine. Machine continues to macro up. And you might be thinking right now, what is Pokebuni doing? What the heck? Well, at the moment, he's just defending himself, macroing up. You can see he's almost done those 3-3 upgrades and waiting for this big push, and here it comes. Just as I mentioned it, Pokebuni deciding now is the time to move out. All that bio stimming up. Good scan. Prevents another group of Bro Banelings from kind of destroying him. Love the creep spread here from Machine, though. He's going to have a preemptive warning as to what's coming towards him. He's got the Broodlords in play already. Got a second Spire coming out that's going to allow him to get some air upgrades too. A few Mutas in play, Speedlings and Banelings, all sorts of stuff going on. Let's take a look here. 6 Broodlords, 10 Banelings, 2 Infestors, and 11 Mutas. This puts us 76 Marines. Got a few Marauders, Siege Tanks, and Medevacs. Still got these Burrowedlings over here. Oh my gosh, Banelings. He's going to wait. He's going to hold off until a large group pulls forward. Let's take a look. Nice fungal growth there on the Marines. Maybe a few free kills. Queens even get some shots off. Marines pulling forward, stimming up. This expansion is a goner. He can't save it. No way in heck. Lings pulling forward. Going to try to get a full surround on the Marines. There it is. The expansion gets dropped. Muta's pulling forward. Nice fungal growth. Banelings rolling right into all those Marines. And the Ultra's coming up the backside as well. Going to take care of all this bio. Goes through Pokebuni, drops the expansion, but loses everything as a result. Medevacs going to be able to make it back home. I don't know. Are those Mutas still around? Yes, they are. Muta's pulling forward to deal with this now. 1 Broodlord and a couple Lings trying to force these Marines back. Allow this Mutas a little bit of time to take out some Medevacs. Marines now finally able to pull forward, forcing those back. That was a great engagement for Machine, I think. Taking a look at the resources lost. Yes, Pokebuni is still behind. Machine lost this expansion, but again, he took care of everything that Pokebuni had in that. So pretty nice indeed. I keep saying indeed. I gotta stop that. A few more infestors coming out. He's gonna be working on increasing those infestor numbers. Carapace level 3, melee attack level 3, air attack level 2, fly air attack, Carapace level 1. Fly Carapace, not air attack. Carapace level 1 coming out there for his air units as well. So massive upgrades for Machine. You know, Pokebuni does have only one mech upgrade. He's got his bio fully upgraded right now, 3-3 though, making the transition into Ghost. Again, now that he knows those Brewlords are in play, he's going to want to do that to take care of those. Banelings get taken care of. I think he killed off a few Marines. It might have just been a couple though. It didn't seem like a lot. Lifting up in that medevac, we will be seeing a drop shortly from Pokebuni. Where is he going? He's going here. Drop will be landing back here at the 5th. We have a 6th base also getting landed. So this drop could be effective. We're going to expect Pokebuni to try to distract elsewhere as well, and I think it's going to be while pressuring towards this expansion. Scan allows him to see the expansion and take care of some creep tumors. That drop's going to be here shortly. Where is it? There it is. Medevac drop about to get landed, and that Spinecrawler will not be up in time. We got a Queen coming out. That's obviously not going to help him. 3-3 Marines, going to start to do a lot of damage, starting to kill off those workers. At the same time, we get some Vikings leading the way. Going to engage those Brewlords right now. Tanks setting up shop. Brewlords pulling back because of those Vikings. This drop killed off quite a few workers. We kill off that hatch too. He's just going to ignore those Lings, drop the hatch, and that's unfortunate. Machine ends up losing that hatch. We got a big pressure coming from this angle. Lots of Marines spread out, lots of tanks, tons of medevacs to heal up that bio when stemmed. This expansion is in danger right now. Brewlord's trying to pull forward, he gets snipes there and some Viking fire. That splash damage though is going to be dangerous here as he's splashing against his own bio. That's why Brewlords are so dangerous against Marine tank. Able to finally pull on forward. Here comes the fungal growth and the Brewlings. Nice fungal growth. Not enough though, still not enough. Those Marines with some healing power are okay. Not so bad there for Pokebuni. Ends up taking out an expansion. Loses a lot of tanks and Marines. In fact, he's going to lose everything here, but dropped an expansion again, so that becomes a question. Was it a fair trade for him? They're about even. Machine is behind in terms of resources lost, but again, keep in mind we've lost, what, 2 expansions over here? Just was losing that expansion too. All he's got right now are these 2 mining bases. It's gonna be another economy war, as StarCraft is, of course. Take a note over here, Pokebuni on his 4th base. He's preparing to get a 5th. He's also got a command center over here. Another drop will be taking place, moving on over once more to this expansion. That's a perfect place to drop on too, because as you can see, still, even after getting hit there twice, Machine still has no defense over there. He's too focused on the center of the map. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. He should be. He needs to make sure he can, you know, basically bounce in between any area that gets assaulted, dropped, whatever. But I'm not sure he's going to be able to get there in time. Because those 3-3 Marines can drop a hatch so quick, makes it very difficult. But he does have this large group of Lings here, so he might be able to do it this time. Lings and Banelings take care of it. Pokebuni's drop this time, not effective. Doesn't end up doing damage. Another push towards this spot. You're going to force a cancel. And it just drops it. Kills it off. Machine loses those resources. Brewlord's trying to put forward Corruptors to combat the Vikings, also to take out those medevacs. Still has to worry about the snipe, but that's what he's got fungal growth for, right? Helps him. Root in those ghosts in place, let those Speedlings get up on him. Couple Lings trying to push over here, however, no expansion for Pokebuni for them to hit. They're now going into the main base. Oh boy, they could do some damage right now. Pokebuni does not have a lot in here. He's got so many racks though. Another wave should be able to help him. There you go, Lings pulling down, forcing the liftoff over here for Pokebuni. Some Marines and splash damage at the same time, taking out so many. Oh, Brewlords. 5 in play, 10 more being created. Massive amounts of Brewlords. We still got these Speedlings over here. They're going to continue to do damage, killing off a lot of SCVs. 15 SCVs killed off so far this game. Vikings landing just to deal with those. Another push, continue to move on forward. Got some splash against his own units again. It's so frustrating. Brewlords pulling forward. They drop those Broodlings. Force splash against your own bio. If you unsiege, then you deal with Speedling Baneling. It's a rough combination, but you can still see that Marines stemmed up so effective. Machine Gun do what he can though to try to keep this at bay, prevent it from being too strong. This drop over here got taken care of. I don't know if that's additional drop. We still got Lings over here doing damage. What the heck? Pokebuni's still not able to deal with these Lings. He's really focused on the center of the map engagement. The Speedling Baneling moving forward. Brewlords again hit by those Vikings, but some nice fungal growth through massive amounts of damage. Muta's coming forward to take care of the rest of those Speedlings. Bane take up all the ground forces. The Brewlings, plus those Speedlings and Banelings, and the Fungal Growths. Oh man, so effective there. He held back the entire force. Now we still get some Vikings. They're going to be sniping down these Brewlings. Dropping some Infested Terran to try to assist with this, though. He's got a great opportunity also to hit this expansion, because right now Pokebuni can really not defend that whatsoever. He's got any other engagements going on here? No, nothing here from either player taking place at the moment. Infestor probably wants to leave this spot. Probably not safe for you, buddy. I'm telling you right now, you are not safe. Please leave your current position, for the love of God. Pulling on back to the center of the map again as the Machine is preparing to defend himself against future drops. All the Spines plus these Lings over here, he should be all set against any single or even double medevac drops over there. Those Viking numbers really starting to climb though. And very fearful of him being able to snipe out all those Brewlings. Pulling forward with the Ultras and Speedlings. The stimped up Marines again, so effective, but the Banelings coming down make it no longer the case. Medevac forced to lift up the few ghosts that are left. Machine looking strong right now. He really is. He's got to take out this expansion, though, to be in a kind of a permanently solid position here. Not permanently, but at least temporarily solid position. The Viking numbers keep getting higher. Number 9 right now. 9 Vikings in play. What do we got for upgrades? Actually, no upgrades from the armory there for those Vikings. Damage upgrades would be good. Doesn't really need that armor, but the damage upgrades would really, really be good. The issue is, though, do you want to waste those resources on the upgrades or getting more units and continuing to assault? That's kind of the trade-off there. And especially for something that's not primary and permanent. Like Marines are always going to be around here in this engagement, in this series, in this matchup. But Vikings, that's a toss-up. You get that when there are Brewlords in play, and that's it. So if Machine all of a sudden switches off Brewlords, spending all those resources on upgrades for Vikings, then all of a sudden it becomes not effective. Fungal Growth on all these Vikings. They extended themselves a little bit too far. It's going to be some pretty hefty damage here. Queen's also coming down. Oh, another Fungal Growth really would have done the trick there. Able to get back with those Vikings. Pokebuni able to save them. Might get a couple of repairs on them as too. SCV's pulling off the line over here. It was going to be used for repair. Repairing up those Vikings. He wants to try to extend their life as long as possible. Needs to use those against the Brewlords. Massive Speedlings coming out. A few more Banelings and Infestors here as well for Machine. Got Marine Tank over here. Let's see. Still no drops or anything like that taking place. Just gotta always try to keep an eye out for that. Vikings move forward with the rest of the army. Pokebuni really dedicated to try and take out this expansion, as he should be. I think he realizes drops aren't going to be effective here anymore. Vikings moving forward, sniping down the Brewlords. One down already. Going to get another one here, and probably that one as well. Spreading these out too to make Fungal Growth not effective. Very nice play there by Pokebuni. Very, very nice indeed. Spreading out those. Oh no! Then he groups them up. I take that back. Groups up his Vikings, ends up getting hit with a Fungal. Takes some pretty massive damage, although they are still alive. Machine's in over here with the pretty much all of his force. I think everything he has right now is defending this expansion. We got a few Banelings coming through. Again, Pokebuni trying to creep forward, really having a difficult time in doing so, though. Moving forward, going once more for those Brewlords. Another Fungal. Takes out a Viking. One more Fungal grabs that one. Does more significant damage over here. Brewlord numbers are getting smaller, but at the same time, Machine's okay with that. You can see he's transitioning right now into Speedling, Baneling, Ultra, Infestor. He's not really caring about those Brewlords at the moment. He's got 2 in play from before, but that's it, and that's all he really cares about. Not even bothering trying to come out with anything else. So this transition is really what you have to worry about if you start to go Viking heavy now. It's got 5 Vikings in play, and then all of a sudden they're pretty much useless as we've got an almost entirely ground force here from Machine. Pushes on over, forces the lift off here. He's going to try to go in this position and circumvent that tank line, and he is going to do that very thing. Moving up into the main right now. We got a large force moving from the backside, trying to deal with these Ultras. Ultras and Speedlings in the main. They're going to wreak havoc, even though they are going to end up dying here. We got all those Banelings right there, popping on the Marines. Maybe, unfortunately, a little prematurely as those Marines were split up a bit. Ultras providing a wall off over here, allowing the Speedlings and Ultras in the main to try to do as much damage as possible, kill off as many production buildings, as much tech as they can. Pokebuni finally able to deal with all those Ultras, now takes care of the Speedlings. He didn't take out too much, grabbed at least 1 Arax, but that really may have been it, just did a little bit of damage. So really not as effective as Machine may have hoped. The Machine's coming out with more Speedlings, more Ultras, and some Corruptors, so it's maybe gonna switch back now into some more Brewlords again. Make that transition once more. Again, Ghosts are effective not only against those Brewlords, but also very effective against those Ultralists, so we gotta be concerned about that. And now they took out a lot of force. Pokebuni feels like it's a good time to push. EMP landed right on the bulk of those Infestors. Still able to get off another fungal growth from Infestor on the backside. Spines assisting where they can. Ultra moving forward, forcing the liftoff. Pokebuni, he had a window right there, window of opportunity to take out that expansion. Unfortunately for him, Machine was able to respond just in time and prevent him from dropping that Expo. He will continue to push forward though, continue to try to assail this expansion. The other thing too right now is that Machine's gonna have a very hard time at hitting this Expo. He's still got kind of free reign to this one, but given the position right now, this tank line, he really can't hit this expansion except for with Mutas, but that's not gonna do him very good as we have these Vikings plus those turrets there. So the only expansion he's got access to is this one, but look at how vulnerable it is. And just as I mentioned that, Speelings move up and force all those SCVs off the line, probably gonna force another liftoff. Never mind, Marines come forward, take care of those Lings. Vikings pulling forward to deal with all those Broodlords. We just got another round of Broodlords here from Machine. Broodlings, though, trying to hit these ground forces. Marines, Vikings, and tanks trying to assist with that. And the wave of Ultralisk push forward. Mopping up that front line. Still got this tank line back here, which is safe at the moment. Man. Again, another back and forth game. It's like a repeat of game number 1 here. Ultra's pushing forward, going for those Marines, splitting up to try to prevent that Ultra splash damage from being that effective. Nice micro that we're seeing here from Pokebuni looking awesome. The biggest thing too is that he's so medevac heavy. His stim-packed Marines, he can almost stay constantly stimmed because he's got so much healing power. And constantly stimmed 3/3 Marines are scary. Fungal Growth stops them from running back though, allows those Ultras to come on forward. Another Fungal Growth further rooting them in place. The healing power is ridiculous as we have still got Marines alive. With the support of that tank line, able to almost kill off all of the Ultras that you saw there. That's ridiculous. Infested Terrans dropped over here at the expansion, forcing the burning of this Orbital Command. And now that that tank line is broken, Machine's going to take advantage of this opportunity, move on to this expansion. Banelings taking out millions of SCVs, 63 to be exact. 63 SCVs dead. Expansion dead. That was a really good counterattack there from Machine. As soon as he broke that tank line, he sees the opportunity to hit this Expo, and although he's almost out of resources here, it doesn't matter. He killed off a lot of SCVs. Also was able to force a liftoff over here. Pokebuni still no response right now. He's got an expansion over here. This is burning though, and boy, is he gonna save it? What is he doing? Does he not know about it? You get in the late stage of the game, and just as casting gets a little more difficult, so does playing, and players really start to be a little forgetful. And this is a perfect example of that, almost letting this thing burn out. Or it could just be perfect timing, and he's just that good. We'll go with that. Ends up repairing this just in the nick of time, and then should be dropping it likely back over here. Kind of wasted energy to try to drop and defend over there. Oh, he does. Wow. Oh, that's another expansion. Okay. So he's got another one planned for over here. That one's coming from over there at the natural expansion. Then also will be landing over here. That creep spread, though, if it gets a little bit... that might be close enough to stop it from landing right now. It might be just on the tip. Not sure, though. One more spread of that tumor, too, and it's definitely going to be obstructing anything from landing over there, forcing a scan to kill off the tumor, to recede the creep. Oh, so frustrating. Vikings pulling forward to deal with the Broodlords. Broodlord's going to be moving on to hit that tank line, also grabbing some of those ghosts down there, dealing with massive snipes, quickly taking out the rest of those Broodlords. Lings pull forward to mop up what's left. Orbital Command getting ready to be dropped right on over into this position. Some remote mining going on. Will be landing. It looks like he can land that orbital, just barely. Come on, one more creep tumor. Machine. That'd help you a lot, buddy. This expansion is now finally being rebuilt over here, as that did get taken out. And Pokebuni, man, this is literally an exact game repeat of game number 1. Just back and forth, dropping expansions, preventing expansion from being landed. Machine, why don't you just go ahead and burrow that Zergling? That'd be great. That would be great. Spine Crawlers getting rooted up over here. Large force of Marines, though, we'll be able to quite easily dispatch of that. There you go. See you later. The creep tumor gets taken care of, so Pokebuni can finally resume mining. But again, it's a difficult position to mine from. These tanks right here are even, you know, he can still get hit from Speedlings right on over there. Main focal point of this game, though, has been this position, as Pokebuni continues to try to hit this expansion and prevent Machine from being able to mine over there. This expansion has been mining freely for the longest time. But that's really all he's got going right now. That one's pretty much out, and this is going to be his next kind of main focus. Got mass amount of mules being dropped over here, going to quickly take care of the rest of those mineral fields. And now his focus is defending this expansion, because this is really the sweet spot right here for Machine to try to hit. So Pokebuni needs to try to defend that, and look at that. All these forces getting ready to engage. Pulling forward, finds that tank line there. Splash damage gets taken from those Lings. Nice Fungal, gets a few free Marine kills. A little bit of damage there to the Medivacs, and he's going for it right now, pulling forward. Gonna have an Ultra over here, a couple Lings working their way through. He broke that tank line, now he's gonna do massive damage over here. Pokebuni loses the expansion. Also losing a ton of SCVs. So far this game, Machine killing off 73 SCVs. Huge clump. And he's got enough energy to keep up this fungal growth. That was a big, big loss for Pokebuni. Could have been another fungal growth too. Don't know why he didn't get that. Oh man, he would have taken out the rest of those Medivacs quite easily. Either way though, even with still having those Medivacs alive, that was a major loss for Pokebuni. Forced to lift off that expansion, losing so many SCVs. 80 so far killed this game. And again, it's very much so a repeat of game number 1 in the sense that back and forth, but Machine managing to pull his way out here, just being that much more effective than Pokebuni at hitting these expansions. They're pretty much almost dead even, considering how late it is in the game. A discrepancy of 3,000 resources isn't much. In terms of resources lost, they're about dead even, but so many workers killed this game for Machine. And obviously, as a result, you know, Pokebuni is forced to try to rebuild SCVs. You can see he got 4 SCVs coming out. That could otherwise, had he not lost SCVs, been more Marines. Those could be 4 more Marines coming out right now, but they aren't. And gotta hand it to Machine, man. Really, really good game. Very, very effective. It's looking like a pretty grim situation right here for Pokebuni. He's gonna be making another push on over to this expansion though. Speelings, Banelings, and Infestors moving down. Here comes the fungal growth. Let those Spealing, Banelings, and Ultras pull forward. Another fungal on these forces. He takes it all out. Everything is gone. Pokebuni calls the GG. That does it for the series. Very, very fun series to cast, and hopefully equally as fun to watch here between Pokebuni and Machine. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks again, guys. Keep watching and keep owning. Good game, Machine.